Hi everybody, welcome to part 3 of the FindAMentor Tune Up, the PAL Tune Up, part 2. We're going to get right into it. The next step of the PAL Tune Up is to numb your negativity. Change your negative thought and emotional habits, those auto-response negative habits that you have. Humans continually find ourselves in negative and positive situations. Both are going on all the time on Earth. We all have negative auto-response habits in certain situations and circumstances. It is really important to get aware of what your negative auto-responses are. Because, like I mentioned earlier, what we think, feel, intend, and act, we bring about. If I'm constantly thinking, feeling, intending, and acting negatively, I will bring that about. So we want to use our power of choice at that intersection of thought to change our human interaction to be one of positive so that we attract more positive things. So when I'm in a situation and the other person is talking negatively about themselves or another person or the world around, it's important for me to A, recognize that this is a negative talk. B, slow down and pause. Think about how can I interject something positive into this interaction? What positive things does this person we're talking about have in their life that I could bring about to switch the conversation? What positive things are going on in the world that I can bring into the conversation to switch it? Get to know what your negative auto responses are. When you're interacting with another human, if you jump right into the negative chatter about other people or world situations, pause for a moment. Slow down before you jump into that negative chatter. I want you to build positive hip process habits. And one of the ways to do that is to numb your negativity by recognizing it and then inserting positive into the interactions. If it's not possible, and often it isn't, sometimes other people just do not want to come out of the negative chatter. In that situation, I stay silent. And when it's comfortable, I shift the conversation or I leave. But I want to be in positive human interactions processes, and I can have that effect by how I choose my words. And remember, choosing words and speaking words is an action as much as anything else. So we want to have positive actions. But often we start to hear negative stuff and we go right into it. We start talking about all the things we think negatively about this situation or this person as well. But when we do that, we are continuing to build on our habit of negative thought, emotion, intention, and action processes. And what I want to do in these series of videos is get you to change those auto responses. So we want to numb your negativity by first getting in touch with what your negative auto responses are so that you can begin to shift them whenever you think about it. Talk positive to yourself and others whenever you think of it. Look on the bright side of life. Heaven and hell are both right here. We can choose with our human interaction process at that intersection of thought where we have our power of choice to live in heaven or to live in hell. When I ask people to describe heaven, they'll describe a place on earth. When I ask people to describe hell, they'll likely describe a place on earth. I can choose to live in heaven or I can choose to live in hell. I have control. I have power of choice with my thought. I can choose to watch negative news all day long. There's lots of news stations reporting on all the hell in the world. And 90% of the news is about negativity. Or I can choose to put myself in positive situations. I can watch a movie that uplifts me. I can listen to a song that uplifts me. The more I live in heaven, the more I will attract heaven-like qualities in my life. The more I live in hell, the more I will attract hell-like qualities in your negativity. And one of the best ways to do that is to get in the habit of looking for the seed of benefit in every adversity. We can exchange adversity for benefit if we look into the process or the situation a little bit deeper. Shift the negative emotion. When I got fired when I was hired and then got fired unexpectedly and I was disappointed, I looked for seeds of benefit. One of the biggest benefits that came out of being hired and being fired was when I got hired, the owner injected in me, transferred to me the belief, the conception and the belief that I could be a business owner. He fired me 4 months before he was supposed to do that. But the conception and the belief that was inside me made it happen. I still got my business ownership 12 months later, Wasn't how I expected it, but it did come about. And I haven't worked for another business as an employee ever since. So look for the seed of benefit in every adversity. There's always something we can learn from in a negative situation. Plant that seed, learn, and grow from the adversity. Look on the bright side of life. When my son told me I wasn't a good listener, I became a good listener. That's a seed of benefit from the negative interaction. He got a mentoring session. That's a seed of benefit from the interaction. Every human being has something positive about them. So when we're talking about negative people, look for the seed of benefit in the adversity of the discussion by looking for a positive thing about the negative discussion, interjecting that into the conversation, and then everybody gets a positive viewpoint. That's a seed of benefit from a negative situation or discussion. Interject positive and everybody gets positive. The next stage of the PAL Tune-Up is to uplift yourself daily. It's up to you to build positive habits. And you do that by doing it daily, uplifting yourself daily, think positive daily. I've used auto-suggestion and visualization often. Going the extra mile is naturally going to make us feel better about ourselves. Going the extra mile is like giving my employer or customer or whoever I'm going or relationship, whoever I'm going the extra mile for, it's like giving them a gift. They feel good, I feel good. We're injecting positive into the human interaction processes. Go the extra mile. Auto-suggestion worked very well for me when I wanted to incorporate the habit of living in the now in my life. In my teens, I learned about the power of now. Anything that's done in the past, anything that I've thought, felt, intended, or acted on in the past, I can't change. It's done. Anything that I'm worrying about in the future most likely won't happen because most of the stuff we worry about never happens. But even if it might happen, worrying about it does no good. I have no control over the future except from this point of now. I can affect my future only in what and how I sense, think, feel, intend, and act right now. So now is your most powerful moment. And often, once I built that habit into my life, as I went through my 20s, 30s, and 40s, and I got into negative situations, one of the techniques that I used to pull myself out of negative hip processes was to come back to living in the moment. That doesn't mean I don't experience struggle and negativity. And that doesn't mean that it's really easy to shift all the time. There's still things that it's very difficult to shift out of the negative when they happen. But coming to the moment of now, understanding that my power is in the now, helps me feel more positive. Buddha said, God, thy good is the eternal now. We can only do good from this moment right now. I put Post-it notes throughout my house and in my car. For about 6 months, there was Post-it notes everywhere. Live in the now, now. Live in the now, now. I put it into my brain, this concept of now. And I did that. I injected that habit process by using auto-suggestion. Advertising companies are constantly trying to influence you. They use auto-suggestion. They know if they run the ad 100 times, you're going to start to think, feel, intend, and act according to what they want you to. Take control of your influence. And you take control of your influence through auto-suggestion. The other technique is visualization. Visualize yourself already having the goal that you want to achieve. As I was building my cellular phone company, one of the things that I wanted to do was be successful. So I made a circular tape that at the time we just had cassettes. That's what was the media of choice for listening to music and making music. So I put the cassette in the car, and the cassette said, I'm selling a phone a day. I'm selling a phone a day. I'm selling a phone a day. I listened to that as I was going on my sales calls, driving to the next clients. And as I listened to it, listened to the auto-suggestion part, I visualized me actually writing up contracts and having the customer sign them. I visualized giving the customers the phone. So I utilized visualization and auto-suggestion. And I always went the other mile for my clients, trying to exceed expectations. Soon I was selling a phone a day. Then we were selling 10 phones a day. And some days we sold 100 because I brainwashed myself. Brainwashing helps me believe. When I say over and over and over and over something, I eventually believe it. And when you believe it, you have the confidence to make it happen. So use visualization and auto-suggestion to build belief and confidence in yourself. The other way to uplift yourself daily is to reach out, get help from other people, use coaches, use mentors, use mastermind partners. I've used many mentors, as I've said many times. Mentors help us uplift ourselves, make us feel good about ourselves, give them your strength list. They can repeat it back to you. Hey, you got these strengths. Get in touch with your gratitude. You could get our mentor quotes by signing up for our daily inspirational emails. We send out 3 quotes a day from different people. They become your mastermind group for that day on the topic of inspiration. You get to be the 4th person in the mastermind group. Read blogs, watch videos, watch webinars. Do whatever it takes to uplift yourself every day. Listen to a song that makes you feel good. Watch a movie that makes you feel good. Do something to uplift yourself daily and keep in building that habit of living in a positive human interaction process. Watch Nick Vujicic. Nick has no arms and legs. Google him and watch one of his videos. He wobbles around on a table inspiring people. That uplifts me. If he can do it, I can feel good about myself. If he can feel good about himself with no arms and legs, so can you, so can I. There's always something to be grateful for. Propel yourself with expert help. Now, I talk about using mentors and masterminds all the time, but there are times in life where we need to take our learning to another more intense level. On 2 occasions while building my business, in one occasion I got one of my mentors to actually move into that role of coach and consultant, and I paid him by the hour versus just having lunch with him once every month or 2 and running through ideas. And he coached me and consulted on hiring sales teams. After we did that, he went back to being a mentor. The other time that I used a coach was when I building my cell phone business. I hired a guy named Les Hewitt. He wrote The Power of Focus with Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield. Les had a 12-month successful habits program. He came into town once a month, had about 12 business owners sit in a meeting room with us, and we worked on building success habits. So there are times where we need to take ourselves to another level of intensity. When we pay money, we typically are more intense on learning what we've paid to learn. So it's a good idea to sometimes move to that next level of intensity in your learning and hire a coach or an expert. If you can't afford one, use mentors, use mastermind partners. Sign up for all the experts' free stuff. All the life coaches and business coaches, they all send free stuff out in an effort to get you to buy their programs. But if you sign up for their free stuff and watch all of their free stuff over a 2-year period, you'll get most of what you'll pay for in their coaching program. But when you pay for it, you get it quicker and you respond quicker. So if you can't afford it, just sign up for their free stuff. Watch their videos, read their emails, read their blogs. You'll eventually get everything that they're going to coach you on anyway. And when you can afford a coach, then go to that next level. But be selective. Remember to build balance in your life. Sometimes you need to learn relationship stuff. Sometimes you need to learn career stuff. Sometimes you need to learn personal stuff. So switch up your coaches, switch up your mentors, switch up your mastermind partners. Build balance into your life. Balance is critical if you want to grow rich with peace of mind. That's why I asked you to make up personal lists, career lists, relationship lists, so that you can incorporate balance. The same thing when you're looking for coaches and mentors. Look for different types that can help you in different aspects of life. Don't make these mistakes. These are the 4 mistakes, and 2 of them you've heard in the last couple videos. Don't settle with one mentor, get many mentors, really important. Don't give up. Giving up is the #1 block to success. Many people give up just when they're that close to achieving their goals and they aren't even aware that they're giving up or they're that close. Never give in. Sometimes goals take many years. You got to put them on next year's list, on next year's list, on next year's list. There were times I wanted to travel around the world. I made that goal when I was a teenager. At 38, after putting that goal list on and on and on, I took 6 months off, took my kids out of school. We traveled to Africa for safaris. We traveled halfway around the world. We did lots of traveling. But that goal took 20 years to realize. If I gave up on it, never put it on the other list, it never would have happened. Don't deny your negativity. Often people can be thinking positive but feeling negative. Get in touch with your thought and emotional processes. Don't deny your negativity. If you're denying it, you're not truly going to be able to shift it and then change your life. If you are denying your negativity, you're going to stay in the negativity and continue to attract those negative situations in your life. So we need to be in touch with our negativity. When I'm feeling negative, I own it. I feel it. Hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm feeling. Feel it. And after that, we can use our power of choice with our thoughts to shift it by looking at strengths in our lives, by being grateful for the things that we have around us. But if I don't acknowledge it, then there's nothing to shift. If I acknowledge it and own it, then I can own shifting it. Don't stop asking questions. We can learn from every person that we interact with on a daily basis. And when I'm asking people, they feel engaged with me. And I can learn from some of them what not to do. From others, I learn what to do. From others, I learn a little bit of each. But asking questions engages people. And we don't achieve life goals without engaging people. The more positive effect we have on people, the more positive we will attract into our lives. We can have positive effect on people by asking them questions to show that we are engaged and that we care about them. And when people ask me questions in a sincere manner, I like them because they're inquiring about me. So they obviously like something about me. So don't stop asking questions. Ask yourself questions. Research it on the internet. It helps us learn every day. Remember that the master key to riches happens through our human interaction process, through our hip. And we can use our hip to dance through life or to roll up and curl up and live in disappointment. You can use that magical gift, the power of choice, to choose to stay in line with right action that will take you to your goals, or you can choose to stay in line with your habitual action that has brought you to where you are right now. If you don't take this opportunity of thought to shift the negative senses, you'll continue that negative cycle. If you shift from the negative to the positive with your power of choice in the thought process, you will affect the interaction so that you bring more positiveness into your life. It's not complicated. And I'm going to share one more principle with you before we sign off today. And that is actually a set of 5 principles. And I learned them from Og Mandino. It's to help us stay in this positive human interaction process, to keep us with a positive hip. And that comes, these concepts come from Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Miracle in the World. Each one of us is the greatest miracle in the world. Each one of us beat out millions of others to fertilize that egg inside our mothers. Each one of us is on a winning journey. So you and I are the greatest miracle in the world. The God Memorandum tells us that if we want to take advantage of being this miracle, we need to count our blessings and be grateful for everything that we have. It keeps us in a positive thought, emotion, intentional action process. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions. It helps. It's one of the first emotions that I use to help me move out of struggle. When I get in touch with my gratitude, and all of us do have something to be grateful for. That's why I ask you to make your strengths and weaknesses less on your strengths. Those are things to be grateful for. Gratitude is one of the easiest emotions to use to shift out of the negative. And from there we can build into confidence and that kind of thing. But counting your blessings is the #1 rule from Og Mandino. Second rule is to proclaim your rarity. 7 billion different humans on this earth all have a different DNA. All have a different personality. Yes, there are similarities in big groups, but each individual is as unique in their human interaction process as they are in their DNA. I want you to get in touch with your rarity, and you can do that by examining your desires. In examining all of our desires, we can come up with our purpose in life. And once we have our purpose in life, we can serve better than we ever could. And it is through service that we attract success. So by proclaiming your rarity, you can find your purpose in life, which allows you to serve to your maximum benefit, which is what humans are here to do. We're here to serve. People feel good when they're offering service. Proclaim your rarity. Go another mile. I've hammered this one to death. Go another mile because it helps you feel positive. Use your power to choose wisely. Choose to count your blessings. Choose to proclaim your rarity. Choose to go another mile. And choose to do the most powerful thing of all, to do all things with love. Love for yourself. Love for all others. Love for the world and the planet. When we get in the habit of doing all things with love, we attract more love. Humans, at the most basic level, are all about love. When I coach people and I take them down to the basis of their intention, in every case, the intentions are about a desire to give love to someone else or a desire to receive love in the form of recognition from other people. So every intention actually has its base, and some of them are whacked out. I know we have serial killers. We have all kinds of crazy people on this planet. They are a small, small, small minority. But even then, the serial killer wants recognition. What's recognition? The recognition is, at its very basic level, a desire to be loved. When people on their dying bed, they ask themselves two questions. Did I love? Did I love well, and am I loved? And that tells me that the basic human intentional drive comes from God, or Allah, or the universe, however you want to term it, from love. I either want to be loved, or I want to be able to give love. And everything that I do in my life is about that. Every goal that I achieve is about wanting to be loved by lots of people. Every time I give service, it's about giving love to another person so that they can get what they want. So do all things with love. So now to review everything that we've talked about in the PAL Tune-Up, we want to use our power of choice, our gift, to plan, to conceive, to be aware of what we need to change, and to be aware of those things that help us feel good about ourselves, our strengths. We want to learn something new every day. We want to take action every day to build belief and confidence in ourselves. We want to unify and network, build mastermind groups, find mentors to get help with our personal growth and to help others with their personal growth. We want to numb our negativity and exchange adversity for benefit. We want to uplift ourselves every day, even if it's just a little bit. And we want to propel ourselves with expert help when we need to go to that next level of intensity. Use that gift, your power of choice, wisely. Very, very important. I hope you enjoyed the PAL Tune-Up from FindAMentor.com, where we educate, propel, inspire, and communicate. Go out and make it an awesome day. Bye for now.